Banks taking a pretty solid hit from Florence, but this evening, officials announced the evacuation order will be lifted tomorrow. Unfortunately, some cannot return home. Ocean overwash remains an issue on NC-12, and Hatteras Island is not accessible. 13 News Now reporter Stephen Graves joins us live from Nags Head. And Stephen, opinions are mixed over these mandatory evacuations.
Yeah, that's right, Regina, because the area where most people live, the northern part, there wasn't too much damage besides some debris on beaches. But the conditions, they're still pretty bad out here in terms of the water. People still are not allowed in because of these waves. But like we said, damage wasn't too bad here, but people are trying to get back to normal and facing some challenges. It's time to get back to normal, at least for the Stop and Shop in Kill Devil Hills. They're finally back open for business.
Yes, we are. Thanks God.
The threat of Hurricane-Florence forced them out because, well, they knew what to expect.
Normally it floats when it rains, but no, either that. It's clean back there.
And riding around, we only saw minor flooding, barely any damage on northern beach towns. Tonight, Dare County emergency management officials plan to allow most residents back. But Director Drew Pearson still stands by the call for an evacuation order.
The folks that stayed, they got lucky. They didn't get the 10 feet of storm surge that they saw in New Bern.
But at the southern part of the county, we are getting a closer look at the damage that did happen on Hatteras Island because of storm surge. Electric wires hanging from houses, trash cans overcome by wind and sand, pieces of homes in the streets. Crews are now trying to find more damages and piece back life together for those who experienced the worst of it, while those who were spared say they're counting their blessings. And so because of that damage on Hatteras Island, there is still a mandatory evacuation order that goes into effect there. But crews in the latest update said they made significant progress on NC-12 and clearing the road, and they'll be back tomorrow to do more work there. Reporting live in Nags Head, Stephen Graves, 13 News Now.